Hi guys, it's Hot Mama coming to you live. It's Friday, the 17th of January, 2020, and we are doing, is this the first wine tasting of the new year? What? So I had this kind of like little, not meltdown, but I had to really evaluate this week whether or not I wanted to continue doing like the Hot Mess Mama stuff. Hey Carrie, thanks for joining. So I had to evaluate if I wanted to do it or keep doing it anymore. And I think I've decided I'm gonna scale back a bit, but there was a resounding response that people wanted me to continue doing what I was doing, especially my wine tastings. And some of these moms really need it, and I know I really need it. So that's what we're doing. And tonight I figured every mom's got ramen in their closet. So let's do some ramen. Let's ramen up. Hey girl. All right. So what are we doing tonight? So yeah, I don't know what kind of ramen you got, but there's college ramen. You remember college ramen? It's 25 cents a packet by Maruchan. It comes in different flavors. Yes, I had beef in my cabinet, so yes, beef, chicken, shrimp. They have all sorts of funky flavors now, but yes, you remember those from the college days. But now they have fancy ramen where they put quail eggs and pork bellies and sprouts and things in it. I'm like, no, I want the cheesy flavor packet in the water. I'm getting fancy putting it in a pot. Remember when we were in college, it was find a bowl big enough that can hold 2 cups of water. Hey Patty, do you remember when you okay, I don't know, you find a bowl that holds 2 cups of water, microwave the crap and eat it, and you never really ate the broth. And you're usually probably hungover or getting there, or getting drunk enough where you needed to a fast carb fix, and you never had any money. You were broke. You're going to save your money for the beer, right? So get your flavor packet ready. You got the water boiling on the stove. This is grown up. I'm adulting now because I actually put it in a pot on the stove. Okay, so you're going to have to deal with me being crooked for a second because I'm cooking. This is okay, do you serve this to your kids? It's so terrible for you. It probably wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't just salt and I totally opened the package. Salt and carbs, right? It's got so much sodium, it's ridiculous. But that's okay, because we're going back in time. We're gonna relive our poor, desperate youth. And so we're supposed to now put this packet of lovely into this boiling water for 3 minutes, right? Do you remember we would be so starving that we'd be 3 minutes felt like an eternity? Right? And then if you remember the ones that came in the foam cups? Hey guys, say who's here. We've got tons of people here today. I'm so excited. There's 15 of you already. Do you remember the ones that, we had these ones because they were cheap and you could get them by the case. Remember these? But then there were the ones that came in the foam cups where all you had to do was open the lid and pour the water in and let the lid sit for a while. Do you remember those? Those were awesome. But they took up a lot of real estate. But those were great for college students who had nothing but microwaves. But now we're adulting and we've got pots and stoves and stuff. Tracy, how are you? What's going on? What's your latest? I've been thinking about you and praying for you like crazy, man. Tracy's awesome mom, and she's in the struggle, but she's not giving up the fight. We love you, Tracy. So yeah. I don't know, and there's so much that you can do with these ramen noodles now. Like I said, you could dress them up to make them fancy, but that's not how I roll. And my kids love it, and I still feed it to my kids, especially in a pinch, because it's got an insane shelf life, right? And your kids love it. And if you have to, throw some rotisserie chicken in it, I don't care. Throw hot dogs in it. I don't care. Just shh, put it in a bowl. Happy dinner, kids. Awesome. It's a Friday. That's how we roll. But you can make. Have you ever seen these? You mix it with cabbage and slaw and all that kind. You put some ginger sesame stuff on it or whatever. Okay, that's getting way gourmet, and we're going far off the path. This is survival on a Friday night, counting down to, and I'm taking one for the team again here, guys, because it is 3:30 here in California. For y'all on the East Coast, all my East Coast friends, it's 6:30. So you're well into your happy hour. I'm just an overachiever. I'm taking one for the team because I'm doing one right now. So, okay. And I was doing some research to try to find out what the best stuff is to drink. Whoa! To drink. There was some lagers. Someone was saying whiskey was really good. Obviously you could do sake if you wanted to, but I didn't want to open up a big bottle of sake for just this tasting. But people were saying whiskey, which I could get on board with. But wines, how difficult is it to pair a wine with ramen noodles? So, man, this thing is boiling. I think it's going to be ready any minute now. I'm turning down the heat. Yes, so there's 2 wines that that I've found. I mean, some people are like, oh, you have to have champagne. I'm like, I'm sorry. I love champagne, and I will drink champagne with whatever you tell me to drink it with. I'll drink it with air. Usually air. I'll drink champagne with air, but I'm sorry, I cannot do champagne and ramen. I just can't. I feel like that's a sacrilege, and I'm not ready to do that just yet. But maybe you will, and maybe you can tell me. Some people were saying rosé, and some people were saying it's so salty you need to balance it with like a sweet white wine. And other people were saying you want to have like a medium-bodied red wine that can have high acidity to balance the salt, but you don't want heavy tannins. And does all of this make sense to you? I mean, it does to me because I've studied it, but like basically you want something that's going to help cut the salty and enhance the flavor, and maybe not feel real heavy in your mouth, like bitter in your mouth, like that has heavy tannins. That's usually like the heavy reds. So I think I am going to predict that the 2 wines that I picked, which is the Pinot Grigio, and which is a white, and a Pinot Noir, which is a red, I'm going to predict that the Pinot Noir is going to be the better of the 2 because it's going to be medium-bodied, it's going to have high acidity, lower tannins, it's going to cut the salt, and the salt also enhances like the flavor of the dish. So the salt and the acidity like elevates the flavor. So consider that your nugget of wine knowledge from the resident alcoholic mom. So, all right. I don't have fancy wine glasses. I got these from the dollar store. They're like dollar store Christmas glasses, but they're just going to have to do. All right. And we've got 2 bottles of wine. Pinot Noir. Yes, it's a Pinot Noir. And I've got some fancy Pinot Grigio. I don't know. I just pulled them off my shelves. I don't know where they came from, but we're going to open them up and do a taste test. Okay. So, which one should we try first? Which one? Hey, Tracy, Patty, what do you want to try first? You want to try the red or the white? I think we should. Yeah, usually when I do my wine tastings, I start with the lighter of the 2, of the whites. But like this, remember too, like you would make the ramen, you'd be so hungry for the ramen, but it would be hot. Like you had to get it hot enough to make the noodles boil and cook. But then when it got down to it, would be so hot and you didn't even care. You're like, I'm just going to burn every taste bud right off the palate because, yeah. And you know what? I'm kind of in that mode right now. It was just a bizarre week. Was it a bizarre week for you? This is our first week back in school full time. Because I don't know about you, but in California, we had like 4 weeks of Christmas break. It was nuts. So like we were all about ready to like gouge our eyes out with a fork and get our kids back to school. So the kids went back to school this week. But then, you know, oh, you want to go for the white? Okay, Tracy, I'm going for the white. Tracy says we're going for the white, everybody. I got to find a bottle opener. I can't believe I left my bottle opener so far away from me. And I know I've been a big proponent of these, but y'all really do need to get them. If you've ever seen these, they're like, it's a foil cutter for your wine bottles. So you don't have to get out the knife and like try to cut it on the foil. Get one of these. They're like $2. And then you just whoop, 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 and cuts the foil right off. And I'm sorry, like there are a million different wine bottle openers out there. This is the one. I know. Ramen, like serious. And like, and it smells good. And you like, you get this like, oh, I really like, it's oh, so nostalgic. I want to have it, And then you have it and you're like, why did I eat this crap, right? Brian, how are you? Okay, you're a ramen fan? Now, I know you're probably not a wine guy, but like I was saying that whiskey is a good pair, and I guess I'm sure beer is a good pair. Sake, what would you drink with it, Brian? What's been going on in your world, you guys? Okay, so we're back to school, and I've started boot camp because I've realized that since I got to California, I have not been quite as disciplined as I was when I was in North Carolina. I will also say that I can't afford the kind of training here in California. I can't afford anything in California. I can afford like a Tic Tac. Everything here is flipping expensive. So like I decided to join this boot camp, and I've been going to them this weekend. It's really kicked me in the hiney. But at the same time, it makes me feel really empowered because there's a bunch of other moms and women there that are just like, they cheer you on, and it feels really good when you're like pushing the sled and squatting the rack. Squatting the rack. That's right. So, what else? I feel like this is another thing I want to talk about. Doctor's appointments. Now, it's that time of year. You don't drink, Brian. Well, you'll eat ramen, right? There's nothing wrong with not drinking. Get yourself some ramen. Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but like after the first of the year, this is when I go in for all of my doctor's appointments because like we're renewing. Like, you know, you get like the visits aren't free, but they're covered like once a year or whatever. Your visits are covered. And then you go and like at the beginning of the year to get it out of the way or to make sure that you take advantage of the benefit. See the guy, this is my dancing corkscrew. Look at him, he's like, hey, some ramen, put your hands up, I'm a ramen, right? Okay, so yeah, so this week I went to like 100 doctor's appointments, and so did my kids. It was like, oh, that's the beautiful sound. I like went to the dentist, I went to the optometrist, I went to, where else did I go? The dentist, the optometrist, I went to my dermatologist, I went to my esthetician, my kids went to all these places. It was just because I had, they had to get theirs in too. Oh, you're drinking, not enough for ramen yet, but so close. Okay, so yes. So I'm like, and I was thinking to myself, like, my mom is in her 80s now. She's like 84, and I'm like, I hear her complain all the time about how she's so tired of going to doctor's appointments, because she goes to them like legit like every week to 2 weeks, right? And I was like, after this week, I was just like, I don't want to go to the doctor anymore. Like, I'm so tired of going to the doctor's offices. And I'd only gone to like 4 this week, and I won't have to go for another year unless there's some sort of medical crisis. But like, serious, she goes flipping all the time, and it's just poked and prodded. Like, I don't want to be, I do not look forward to that part of being 80 something, but I will say, it ain't getting easy. And you think that like, I'm going to stay fit, I'm going to eat healthy. Case in point, drinking wine with ramen, I'm really abusing my body. But like, it's going to get rough, people. It's going to get rough as we get older. So let's just enjoy it while we can still eat ramen noodles and drink wine on a Friday night, or whiskey, or beer, or what have you. Okay, so this is the Pinot Grigio. Light-bodied white wine. And you know what? I don't even think I'm going to put this in a bowl. I think I may just eat it out of the pot, because that's how we're going to roll today. Okay, remember this? Does this look familiar? Now, this is the beef flavor, so I don't know if it's going to pair okay with, because they say red wines go better with beef. I think we can make an exception in this case. I think that we have that window has closed. We have gotten past sophistication at this point. Okay, so I think I might have to put my hair up for this situation. Oh, I got other big news. Huge news. You guys ready for this? It's huge. Okay, buckle your seatbelts. It's insanely huge. Okay, ready? So, one of my best friends in town, my husband went out of town yesterday. And the first thing I did was, I got online and I rented a storage unit in town. And I got a hold of my friend, one of my BFFs here in Modesto, and she got her Tahoe? I don't even know. She got her big old, like, fold the seats down, load up your life into it. And she came over today, and we made already 2 trips, and like literally took all of the boxes that were in my house that my husband has been unwilling to unpack or put away. And these are things that he hasn't even looked at for over a year now. And like, I moved here in April, right? April, people, do the math. It's been almost 9 months. I've been sitting amongst boxes, and I said, enough's enough. The man is out of town, and I'm gonna do what I gotta do to survive this situation. So my girlfriend and I loaded up her truck full of stuff, boxes and boxes. She's awesome. Like, we're like running down the stairs. So we're like, we gotta go to pick up. We gotta pick up the kids in an hour. Loading up. We did 2 loads in her car, and we stored boxes in this storage unit down the street. And I didn't tell my husband I was doing it, and he's probably gonna be really pissed off. And I thought, okay, like, he's gonna come home and he's gonna be surprised I just took care of all this stuff. Well, then I forgot that, like, we have a doorbell camera. And so as her and I were like moving the boxes out the front door, I could hear the doorbell like sensor going off. And then I realized, he could very well be watching me move all these boxes right now. So he may not be talking to me for a bit. So, but yes, I'm super excited, because I'm like at the point where like, I just really got to be able to move into this place. We've been here for 8 months and I'm still living in boxes, and he's never going to put this crap away. So I'm taking matters into my own hands, and I rented a storage unit. Okay, now chopsticks. What's the verdict on chopsticks? Like, yeah, you could do chopsticks, but like, I feel like rice is difficult with chopsticks. I could probably do this with chopsticks, but I just feel like that's too fancy, and that's not how I roll. Who's doing this with me? Who's out there who's drinking and who's doing this with me? What else did I want to talk to everybody about? Okay. The price check is still on the bottom of my wine glass from the Dollar Tree. Now, I will say, Then the ramen noodles themselves are not quite as salty as the broth itself. So that, maybe we're going to call that going the healthy route. The pack is really funny because it says on the back packages, if you don't want quite so much sodium, definitely chopsticks. If you don't want so much sodium, then just use less of the packet. And I'm like, well, then what's the point? That's the whole point. That's the whole point. I know. I love chopsticks, but like, you know, I'm super classy and sophisticated. And I will look really sexy eating ramen noodles over my stove out of a Christmas glass with chopsticks right now. Let's proper etiquette with the noodle. Do you bite the noodle back into the bowl? Or do you slurp it up Lady in the Tramp style? I don't know. I'll tell you what. It's kind of delightful. I'll give you that. So now, what are you guys, I'm sorry about I cannot find a good internet connection in this house, and I cannot find a good backdrop either. It's been big, bright backdrop, and I'm sorry for that. Yeah, so it's been, I worked last week. I went and I worked, I was in Florida. I worked all last week in Florida. And back in the bowl, baby. You just chop it right back in the bowl. I'm down with that. I might just give the rest of this to my kids after I lick it. It's all right. It's amazing the kind of, like, my kids, they lick it. I still eat it. Drops on the floor. I still eat it. Dog may lick it for all I care. But it's like, you know what? We all need penicillin in some way, shape, or form, right? So I was in Florida doing some work. And now I'm back for a couple of days. My husband's now in Florida. And then I'm going to go travel some more to Europe to see my mom. Because she's been in the hospital. She's finally out. She's been in the hospital since, like, summer. So I'm going to go back and see her in a little bit. And then I got to work some more. Like, I'm really excited. I've been doing all this travel. And you know what's so funny? Everyone's like, oh, my gosh, you work so hard. I'm like, you know what? Not for nothing. But when I work, it's somewhat, like, in control of this situation. I have to remain somewhat in control of this situation.
But she can't.
Because tomorrow, this little monster's got basketball game in the morning, and I got to be in charge of snacks. And I got to get him out there, and I got to drag my daughter, and I got to be responsible, and I got to get more stuff into a storage unit.
Oh.
But, so yeah, that's my plan. My plan is that Hot Miss Mama's not going anywhere. She's going to be around.
For a while.
You know, I feel like a renewed sense of energy, but like I'm just not going to do quite as much. Probably going to get rid of the blog because that's the hardest part and the most expensive part. So, okay, so now we're on to the Pinot Noir. And Pinot Noirs are a little lighter, a little less tannic, has less tannins. And it's medium,
sorry about that.
Medium body. Oh, now we're double fisting the ramen noodle. Okay, well, we took our glasses off. We're getting serious about eating the ramen. Okay, this is for research.
I'm hungry.
So, we're on to a Pinot Noir. It's a California Pinot Noir. It's called Purple Owl. Do you twirl? Do you twist? Do you twist your noodles? Back up, baby. Okay. So, what is everybody doing right now? Is it flipping cold where you are? I can't believe that, like, I'm looking forward and eating a lot of soups and stews because it is really actually cold here in California. It's like, but I say that as I'm walking around town. It's like 50-something degrees and I'm walking around town in shorts. Because, you know, I've been going to boot camp. I know I look so awesome and so gorgeous right now, but like, okay, don't judge me for my gorgeousness. Back in the bowl. I don't know. You have snow, Karen? Oh, yeah, you're Midwest. It's really funny. One of my friends from North Carolina, she posted something on Facebook, and she was like, the weather in North Carolina is like the lottery ball. You know how it's like, the lottery ball is like 22, 72, 34, 56. That's like how their temperatures are every day. It's crazy. Snowstorm? Legit? So then what are you hunkering down? You know, when we lived in the Midwest and we had snowstorms, it was like no big deal. We were like, oh yeah, we still have to go to, there's 22 inches of snow, but like we still have to go to work tomorrow. We never had snow days, right? Now when you go to like the East Coast and they get snow, like especially in North Carolina, it's like the apocalypse. The whole world shuts down. Every loaf of bread, every gallon of milk, every bottle of water, every battery is off the shelf because it's the apocalypse. If like there's even a threat of a dusting. Does it taste different when you slip it up? I don't know. So, yeah. Never have New Year's resolutions. I don't know if I have a New Year's resolution. Like, I used to do them, be really serious about them, write them down, ponder over them. Like, what kind of things did I want to do in the new year? And truly and honestly, I think this year is just going to be about survival. I just want to survive this year. I know, right? Like, life is in Illinois, really, when I grew up in Illinois, it was like you would listen to the radio. You would listen to the radio and wait for them to say if your school had a snow day or not. And you get so excited because it never happened. But like even in North Carolina, if it gets too cold, they close the schools. If it gets too sunny, they close. It rains too much, they close the schools. Wait, what? No, you can use my fork. Don't dirty another fork. There's just more stuff I need to wash.
Okay.
There's
none.
Yeah, the family that shares a fork, right? Are you with me, moms? I'm he's twirling. I raised a good Italian boy. I know. Wisconsin's a whole different ballgame. It's like crossing over into the Antarctic tundra. I lived in Madison for 4 years when I went to school there. So yeah, I remember those winters. Yeah. Okay.
Look.
So I have to say, of the two, I think I actually prefer the white. I'm surprised. I think I like the white. How you doing there, Tex? I actually think that the white, I prefer the white with the ramen. But the red's okay. Maybe I'm just not feeling red today. I'm just feeling white today.
Because white's okay and red's not that good.
Okay, let's talk about mammograms, moms. Mammos and pap smears. That's another thing I gotta put on my list. Can't wait to go to that doctor's appointment. That's like my favorite appointment of the whole year.
Because mommy got yelled at and stuff like.
Why did I get yelled at?
You remember when the eye doctors, like when you went to your doctor, you were like the other.
I get yelled at all the time. What are we talking about? Which
you
doctor?
She was like being so grumpy.
Oh yeah, I went to the dermatologist the other day. Okay, went to the dermatologist and she's like, I'm only looking at 6 spots.
That was wrong.
Too close to the camera, kid. I know. Like literally, they're like, no, I'm only looking at 6 spots. And I won't look at any more. And I'm not removing anything or biopsying anything. You'll have to come in for another appointment. Like, I'm only going to see you for 4 minutes and 26 seconds.
It was.
It's bad.
It was what was it? It was 7 or 6.
Oh, and then today I went to the eye doctor and they did the eye pressure test with it. And then she almost said the B word to me.
Bad.
She's like, nope, you don't need bifocals. But I was like, please don't even go to that place. I'm not ready for 2020 in bifocals. This one, on the other hand, is like legally blind. Okay, stop. You're eating my research. Go away. So, it's a junk food Friday. And I think I'm going to do some junk food Friday for my kids. Because, that's what we do. We've got traditions. We've got Taco Tuesday, Pizza Friday, or Junk Food Friday. Do you guys have traditions like that? Like, and what are you doing now? What are you doing now that some of you have snowstorm situation going on? Like, are you like rent movies, popping popcorn? I remember we'd be like, let's order from Domino's because they have a 30-minute like guarantee, right? And if they don't get here in 30 minutes, then we get a free pizza. And we're like, they're never going to get here in 30 minutes because there's a huge snowstorm going on. So there's that. What do you got going on for the weekend? I've got a whole lot of momming going on for the weekend. I've got a whole lot of loading up trucks and bringing them to my storage unit. Junk food fries are the best. I know. I have a whole lot of gotta take kids to sporting things. And I have to beg my friend to let me borrow her car again so I can keep loading it up and taking it to the storage unit. I gotta clean down the house before Hubs comes home. He's probably gonna divorce me. He's gonna be so mad. He's gonna be so mad. I'm like, really? Okay, here are your options. Divorce, me and the kids moving out, or a $65 storage unit. What's it gonna be? What's gonna be? No school Monday. I know, it's MLK Day. It's Martin. What are we gonna do? Like, we just literally, this was our first week back for like a month. What are we gonna do on Monday? What are we gonna do? What? I mean, like, we've been off for 4 weeks. I can't take it anymore. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough going. So Carly, what are you gonna be doing? Are you gonna, Martin Luther King Day. I know it. I think it's a great thing to celebrate, and I'm proud that our nation celebrates that. But, I just can't stand the fact that my kids are going to be out of school again. And I don't even know what I'm going to do with them anymore. There are no camps. There are no like parties or, or at least over Christmas break, you had like, they would have specials at the Paint a Pottery or at the Jump Bounce House or at the bowling alley or at the movie theater. And now it's like Martin Luther King Day. Nothing. It's going to be rough going. We're hoping that we're going to be able to get all the boxes out of my house before then and stored. And then, maybe here's me thinking, maybe the kids will help me clean. Are we kidding? They're just going to make it messier for me. They're going to make it messier for me. I don't know. I got to find a friend that's going to take my kids off my hands while I try to clean the house. Or find someone to help me clean the house. It's going to be one of those two things. It's really interesting. My husband has 0 social media footprint. He has no Facebook. He has no Instagram, no Twitter. No, I manage his LinkedIn page for his professional reasons. But like legit, the guy has a 0 like social media footprint. So he doesn't know that outside of the fact that he probably saw me and my girlfriend moving boxes out of the house on the door cam, he doesn't know what I've been up to. He's probably going to be really mad. He's going to be really mad. Okay, what do I tell him? How do I say, oh, honey, I'm sorry? Like, beg for forgiveness? Or do I be like, nope, you lost that chance 8 months ago when you moved into this house and did not move a thing? I don't mean to be a biatch wife, but like legit, like I can't even have people over at the house because we are tripping over boxes and like power tools. So, and we've never had it cleaned. It's never been cleaned. It hasn't been cleaned. It was probably the last time it was cleaned was maybe when they like move you into the house and it was like a sweep, like they sweep. Yeah, he did lose that chance, didn't he? I know. Your hub's making chicken crepes. Chicken crepes. Do you do chicken crepes with like a bouillon, do you like, ooh, chicken crepes. Now, I'm horrible at making crepes because they get too thick. Crepes need a certain pan. Okay, I can make them, but like I prefer the gourmet ramen noodle. Don't blame me for a solution. But okay, there can be therapy, there could be marriage counseling, or there could be a $65 storage unit. You could say you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. On that note, thank you for all of your support when I was kind of having a moment this week trying to determine what I wanted to do. And I realized that like I am flipping lonely. I'm so lonely in California. I've got like 2 mom friends here, like 2. That's it. And it's not like I haven't tried. Like I've gone the church route. Hey, Stacy. I've gone the church route. I've gone the school route, Bible study route, the gym route. I've gone out to the bars. Like I've done everything to try to meet people. It's flipping hard. So hard. Especially when you're like a mom with kids and a husband that like is being really antisocial. It's really, I know, go out for ramen noodles now. Like my husband was like social chair of his fraternity. He was super social. And I am like a hyper extrovert. So this is painful for me right now to be without friends. And I realize that I need you guys so much. And I enjoy you so much. And I want you to join my crazy. And I want you to be with me on Friday nights when we're celebrating the end of the week. And, that we survived it. And that it doesn't have to be super frilly and gorgeous and let's put on mascara and put on fancy clothes. Let's just like lounge in whatever we've got that's doesn't have to be clean. Just Febreze it. Like just Febreze me. We don't have to do laundry. We don't have to get fancy, but I just want to like eat ramen noodles, drink wine, and hang with my peeps. And I only wish that I could hear your voices because I miss you all. And I'm so grateful for every single flipping one of you. And I can't do it without you. And I hope that I'm bringing a little sunshine into your life, whether that be with my family drama or my son slurping ramen noodles in front of you or whatever. Yeah, oh, you're just finding friends this year, Carly? Oh my gosh. I am like super social though, that like I literally will walk up to people and be like, will you be my friend? That's how I met this last friend. I literally saw her walking home from school with her kids and I like pulled over to the side of the road. I'm like, will you be my friend? I think your kid is in my kid's class. Let's be friends. I need friends. That's how desperate this has become. It's bad. And I remember when I moved to North Carolina, I mean, I was married, but I didn't have any kids. And I thought, oh, the reason why I'm having such a hard time finding friends is because I don't have any kids. And that's where it's at. That's where it's easy to find friends, is when you have kids, because there's a natural connection there. Well, so then when I moved to California, I wasn't expecting it to be so difficult. It's so hard to get into, especially when your kids are like second grade, because the moms have already like formed their coalitions. And it's rare that they just let you in like unabandoned. You know what I mean? Like they just, without question, you really have to prove yourself, and it's hard. Dude, I joined the flippin' PTA. You know that like desperate times call for the PTA. I joined the PTA so I can meet more people. It's pretty rough. It's rough out there, moms. Legit. Well, I'm looking at the clock, and I don't want to take up anybody else's time, because y'all are like well into your cocktail hour, and it's like 4, and I need to be a responsible parent for at least 5 minutes. Maybe my kids can drink I didn't leave very many noodles left in this pot. I'm just saying. Neither did my son, as he slurped it all over the counter. So I need to be a responsible parent for 5 seconds, and survive the weekend and move the boxes out. But I'm so blessed to have y'all. I love you so much. And I would love to hear more about what's going on in your lives and how you're navigating the mommydom, and what can I do to make you laugh, and what can I do to make your lives funner and happier and easier and whatever. I don't know. I could just be messy, because I'm really good at that. It's pretty effortless for me to be messy. So I love you all. Happy New Year. Happy ramen. I hope it brought you back to the college days. I know, soccer, and I ended up coaching too. My kids stopped. I was like, no, I know. Like, dude, I volunteer at school. I do PTA. I do stuff at the church. I do stuff for their sporting stuff. I meet people at the gym. Like, I try so hard. Why does it have to be so hard? But it doesn't, because I got y'all. I love you madly, and I can't do this without you. So hang by me when I have my Friday night wine tastings with ramen noodles and donuts and beef jerky. Well, it's been nice life. I have to get back into the routine. I say that every couple of months, and I'm not really very good at it. If I used to do them like every Wednesday, I would do like something that was just like on my mind. And every Friday I would do some sort of wine tasting. So you know what? Come up with a wine tasting that you want me to do, and I'll do it. Like, I'm thinking about things like beef jerky and Pop-Tarts, and I have a whole list of things that I was gonna, pair. But I've already paired already. So what do you want me to pair wines with? And maybe we'll pair wine with wine, and we'll just shoot the stuff. See, that's me when I'm like rated G. And we'll just like commiserate over what we survived over the week, and celebrate our successes, and laugh about our failures, because that's what it's all about, right? I love you guys so much. So look for me probably Wednesday and probably Friday. That's my thought. I mean, I don't know. Are there other days that are better for you guys? Are there times that are better for you guys? I don't know. Mary, ring. You just joined now. I know. This was a weird hour. I'm trying to find like what is the right time slot for this, because I'm on the West Coast, you're on the East Coast, and like y'all are well into your happy hour when I'm still picking kids up from school. I gotta figure this all out. But okay, so tell me what it is that you want. If you have any suggestions on how for me to meet more moms or friends or whatever. If you have any suggestions as to what kind of wine pairings you want to do next week. What is the situation here? We're just going to, let me know what you want to do for wine pairings next week. And maybe it's Hostess pies. I was thinking about pies. Like, remember like apple pies and cherry pies? I got some of those. We'll go from there. Let me know topics you want to talk about. Let me know what wines you want to taste with stuff. Let me know what days and times are best for y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank you for celebrating momhood with me and surviving it with me. Have a great weekend. I'll be praying for all of us for Monday, and school will start again on Tuesday. Love you guys. Have a great one.